aubergines don't really feel itchy in the mouth. But it's always good to salt your aubergines, I feel, before you cook them. So these are now salted and I'm going to keep them aside. When I cook them, I'm going to dust off the salt before I put them in the pan. So now let's go to the pan and start making the spice base for my Bagara Began. In a nice hot pan, I'm going to be dry roasting my spices and then I'm going to grind it. So for first, in my dry pan, I'm going to be putting in a teaspoon of poppy seeds, which I will dry roast. And then I will set this aside and put it in my grinder because I'm going to grind this into a nice masala or spice base. So this takes about a minute and then I just put it into my blender because I want to blend this into a nice masala. Right, next I'm going to put in some sesame seeds that I have, white sesame seed. A large teaspoon of white sesame seeds. These will also take about a minute. They'll start popping and they'll change color. And these are done. And now I'm going to pour this in. Next, I'm going to put in some peanuts. 3 teaspoons of peanuts. I'm just going to warm this through because I'm using peanuts which are already roasted. So that goes in now into my little masala mix. Next, I'm putting in a teaspoon and a half of cumin seeds. I'm going to lower the heat in the pan because the pan is also pretty hot. These are nice and roasted. And I've put them into my spice mix. And now is some desiccated coconut. If you don't have desiccated coconut, you can put in coconut powder. I've got a teaspoon of desiccated coconut here. And I'm just going to cook it for again 1 minute until it turns brown like this. As you can see, it's turning brown and it's turning brown really fast. Right. In go my desiccated coconut. The last thing that I'm going to be putting in, for that now, I'm going to put in half a teaspoon of oil. This is normal vegetable oil. And into this hot oil, I'm adding a medium onion which I have chopped. I'm going to get this nice and brown and then I'm going to add it to my spice which I have been putting together and then I'm going to grind all of that together. Now this goes into the mixie to be made into a masala or spice base. Now what I'm doing now in another pan, I'm putting in around 6 to 7 tablespoons of vegetable oil and I'm going to let the oil come up to the right temperature and then I'm going to fry my baby aubergines which I have washed with a little water so that the salt comes out, and I'm going to fry them in this oil and then I'm going to remove them. This is a slightly messy recipe because the aubergines have a lot of water in them and when you put them in oil, they tend to splatter. But they cook fast, so these will be cooked in about 5 to 6 minutes. The flesh is going to get soft and brown. That is a signal for us to take them out. my bangans are done. So I am going to take them out of the pan and I'm going to keep them aside because I need this pan and the oil in which that I have fried my aubergines or bangans in. What I'm going to do next takes a little skill. I'm going to remove this oil and I'm going to make sure that I have about a teaspoon and a half to 2 teaspoons in it. Right. Into this hot oil first, I'm going to be adding 8 or 10 curry leaves. And now that they're spluttering, what I do is quickly I'm adding a teaspoon and a half of chopped ginger and a teaspoon and a half of chopped garlic. Stir them up a bit. Wonderful flavor of garlic, ginger and curry leaves. And then I'm going to add the paste which I made earlier. Into this I'm adding 1/6 of a teaspoon of turmeric. I'm adding a 1/4 teaspoon of chili powder. Then again I am going to be mixing this. Bagara Began is a dry dish, so there is no water that goes into it as such except for the water that you use to wash the bangan or aubergine. Now this goes brown and at this time I'm adding salt to taste. Remember, the only salt that was used till now was the one that I used to salt my aubergines. Right, at this point I'm going to be adding some tamarind paste water. You can get this in any Indian store and I am adding 4 tablespoons of tamarind paste slightly diluted in a little bit of water. Okay, my spice base is coming together. This is the right color that you want with your Bagara Began. I'm going to cook this for a bit and at this moment when it starts getting dry I'm going to add 20 ml of water so that the spice doesn't get burnt too much. 20 ml of water, not much, just a little bit. I'm going to follow this up by adding my aubergines. I'm going to mix this in so that the spices get involved with my aubergines. I'm going to let it come up to a little bit of heat. Make sure that the aubergine is cooked another 4 to 5 minutes. Don't stir it too much or your aubergines will break up too much. And the next time you see, this Bagara Began is ready to be served. It's served with some chopped coriander leaves on top.